Hello, I'm Jason Setney and this is Working for Wyoming. In this episode, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about federal land and the BLM. Currently, the federal government actually controls about 42% of Wyoming's land. Now, that just isn't right. Due to poor management, our wildfires here in Wyoming are actually more severe than they should be because they're not properly managing anything. They're not cutting down the beetle kill, they're not manicuring the forest like they should be. Yet they control it and keep the public off much of that land. It's just a little bit ridiculous. That is the public's land and we should be able to use it in a nice, safe, and conservative manner. My proposal is downsizing the BLM by 75%. That includes their $1.3 billion budget for 2017. Now, in doing so, most of those funds will be shipped back to those states for the states to actually manage that land. Now, there's some people out there that are actually worried about losing access to the public lands or possibly even the state government selling off those lands. Now, there needs to be a provision in place that actually states that if a state makes an attempt to sell any of the public lands to private individuals, private corporations, or even foreign governments or foreign companies, like the fiasco that recently happened down in Arizona where an Australian mining company actually bought some tribal land through the federal government. It's a little bit ridiculous. It needs to remain in state control, but the public should keep access to all that land. We should be able to enjoy the wilderness like they have in past decades, back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. The BLM should not be a law enforcement agency. It's a little bit ridiculous that they're using severe tactics to basically harass ranchers and harass farmers. It's ridiculous. This is the United States of America. They shouldn't be harassing those hardworking individuals. I believe that those individuals that have grazing permits on this public land should be paying whatever the market price is for grazing. They should be allowed to graze there, but they should be paying the market price, and that money should go towards revitalizing these public lands and making it better for public use. Now, in this portion of the video, you, the viewer, get the opportunity to ask me, the candidate, a question. Jeffrey from Gillette asks, if elected to Congress, what do you plan on doing about the inadequacies of the VA? Well, Jeffrey, I'm glad you asked that. As a veteran myself, I've used some of the VA hospitals and medical care, and, well, to be honest, it's pretty poor care. Before, you had to wait months and months before you could get a medical appointment. By that time, whatever's ailing you is no longer ailing you, or it becomes 10 times worse. Now they have a program in place that you need to be seen within 2 weeks. Many of us actually work for a living, though. There are veterans out there that can't just, at the drop of a hat, go to a VA appointment. The VA actually needs to work with these individuals to get them into a reasonable appointment, but you need to be able to let your employer know that you are going to one of those employment appointments in a reasonable amount of time. The VA also has problems with bureaucracy. The bureaucrats are cutting benefits that most veterans like you and I have earned. It was promised to us when we signed up for the military and when we served our country proudly, and many of us aren't getting the benefits we deserve or were promised. Now, as a member of Congress, I would request that there be a congressional hearing on this. I would also request that people have the opportunity to go see their own personal doctor using VA funds. In doing so, it'll help us get better health care, and it'll also bring money back to communities like here in Torrington or anywhere within the state of Wyoming. Jeffrey, I hope those solutions answered your question. And if anyone else has a question out there, you can send those to me at setneyforwyoming.org, or email me, which my email address is actually on that website. I look forward to hearing from you. God bless you all, and God bless the great state of Wyoming. Thank you.
We are Wyoming. We will survive.